Well, let's discuss this further with Bilgehan Ozturk, a researcher at SETA Foundation. He joins us live from the Turkish capital. A very good evening to you. Thank you for your time, Bilgehan. As we were hearing there, Erdogan once again denouncing Benjamin Netanyahu, accusing him of, quote, occupation, destruction and massacre. He also said he's committed to stopping the bloodshed in Gaza. How does that look? What does that look like?
In a way, President Erdogan is actually reiterating his line from since the October 7th attack and the subsequent indiscriminate attack and invasion of Israel in Gaza. President Erdogan does not spare any platform or any opportunity to condemn the Israeli or even Netanyahu's, let's say, decisions and also actions. So this was again another opportunity or another platform to underscore Erdogan's existing lines, existing criticisms against Netanyahu and the Israeli government. But at the same time, the bloodshed in Gaza is one of the main reasons why Erdogan is visiting Cairo. Of course, there is an ongoing normalization or reconciliation efforts between Turkey and Egypt for some time. But this time, it is obviously because of the dire humanitarian situation in Rafah, in Gaza, because since Rafah is being attacked by Israeli army, by airstrikes, and there are also plans to, let's say, undertake a ground offensive, there is not anymore a margin in Gaza. There is nothing left between the Gazan civilians and Egyptian Sinai desert. It's obvious that Israelis are planning to, let's say, expel all the Gazan civilians to Sinai, and Egypt is in a very between a rock and a hard place. They have two very bad options. Either they will withstand the pressure from Gaza, and they will be complicit in the, let's say, perishing of Gazan civilians, or they will accept this wave of Gazans into Sinai Peninsula. And both of them are really bad, let's say, choices or scenarios. So actually, and at the same time, economy is really bad in Egypt. And this is a visit by Erdogan or Turkey to Egypt at a time of extreme, let's say, difficulty and extreme weakness and vulnerability on the part of Egypt. And in a way, Erdogan is extending his hand of support and solidarity to Egypt in order to conduce or induce a very good momentum in this developing or strengthening bilateral relations.
And Bilgehan, it's Erdogan's first visit to Cairo in 12 years. He's there to boost ties, as you mentioned there, and to try and, quote, stop the bloodshed in Gaza. Just how significant is this visit historically?
It is very significant. I would call it a watershed moment. It is as important as the one Erdogan paid, the visit he paid to Abu Dhabi a couple of years ago. Both United Arab Emirates and Egypt have been fierce competitors or even rivals, geopolitically speaking, in the Middle East for almost a decade. And after that fierce competition came this normalization drive, and we saw that the term normalization, it does not suffice anymore to analyze this process between Turkey and Egypt. When Turkey is exporting, let's say, armed drones or drones which are indigenously developed within Turkey and at the same time being exported to 30 countries, we can safely say that what is happening between Turkey and the UAE and between Turkey and Egypt is more than a normalization. It is a very, let's say, I would call a path towards a strategic relationship. The drones that Turkey is exporting to these countries might not be technically strategic weapons, strategic platforms, but considering that these are one of the most advanced or highest value-added products or the most high-tech products of Turkey in recent years, I would call the export of these systems and platforms to these countries a strategic, let's say, move. And in this sense, I think this visit coming after 12 years, it is a historic visit, and at the same time, because of the nature of the interaction between the two countries, I think this will pave the way for a very, let's say, strong strategic relationship. In a way, with all these acts, Turkey is actually pivoting or anchoring in the region, which is a kind of a new version of regionalism. Turkey is trying to find solutions to crisis in the region. Turkey is trying to source its funds, foreign funds and investments from the region. And in this sense, this is a very, let's say, strong and long-term, behavior of Turkey. And in this sense, and in many respects, this has been a watershed moment.
Bilgehan, thank you very much. Bilgehan Ozturk, live from Ankara.